True Gamer here, back with another episode. This is the first entry into the main series, and that is Tekken 1, ported to the PlayStation. Now, many will experience playing this game in the arcade a year prior. So this was the first iteration of the PS1 cases, and surprisingly enough, it was made out of cardboard, which I find much more durable than the jewel cases, as you can see here with my wrestling game. The jewel case is already cracked to pieces, but yeah, I find this much more durable than these jewel cases, and they should have stuck to shipping the games with the cardboard designs, in my opinion. Slightly different design with the slim black label placed vertically on the side of the cases instead of printed, as you can see here. It was printed at the bottom with these later revision of the cases. And with the first Tekken, it was out of cardboard and we didn't have it on the front, so when the later cases come, it would look like this in the jewel cases with the big black label banner at the bottom of the artwork on the cover art. And if I open up the case, on one side you'll find a thick succulent manual. Let's take a look at that, packed to the rafters with all the information you need. And on the other side you will have the game CD disc, and this is what a cardboard version of the game would have looked like back in the glory days. So there it is, guys. So this was the first Tekken game, and it was released in 1995 on the PS1. Then Tekken 2 came on the scene, which was the second entry into the main series. No more cardboard cases. The jewel cases was officially introduced, which had a high risk of cracking just by attempting to get the disc out or even opening the case. You had a high risk of damaging or breaking the thing. These things were a fragile piece of kit indeed. Now the front cover had a bunch of characters on it. I can see one of them. Hayachi is in the background, and Nina, Paul and Lee are present on the front too. So a lot going on with the artwork there. This also came with a double disc jewel case, because inside was 2 discs, and one of the discs was, as you can see here, was the game, and then the other was a black disc, and the other was filled with pure autumn and Christmas demos. Inside you'll also get a bright, lively manual, and it will be in one of the compartments here. I do like the art style and the artwork on the game disc. Unfortunately, no colour inside of the manuals. You do get some good pictures and images. It's all about that front cover with Hayachi's face floating in the background. Now I don't think I've got any more extra paperwork to go with it. That's about it. So I am missing a few bits and bobs, but it's more or less the completed article. So there it is. 1 year later, on the same system, we got to see another sequel. I guarantee that will never happen ever again. It was a unique period in gaming history. Now, this was released in 1996 on the PS1. Then on the same system, we got ourselves Tekken 3, one of my favourite sequels in the series, because it included a beat 'em up mode called Tekken Force. Plus, Namco's system had an improvement enabling better performance in the game, and also new characters featured in this episode or in this series, along with new sidestepping ability for all of the characters. Now, this was well and truly the glory days because we got to see 3 sequels in one generation. Imagine that. And I have to say, believe you me, us gamers had it good in the 90s. Now if you see on the front, I think we have a cover art with Jin Kazama on the front, and on the back we got some more characters showing. Now if I open it, we will have a very creative disc along with a bright animated manual. Now have we got some colour inside? Fortunately we don't. It's a hit and miss in this time whether you have coloured manuals or not, but look at that cover art. It's more than enough colour to make up for it there. And these were well and truly the golden times because a developer would never dispatch a game without a manual sitting pretty in the box. And at the time, Tekken 3 was a massive hit for the PlayStation 1 and it went on to sell absolute millions. And I've even got a demo disc. I don't know why it says collector's edition, but yeah, this was a demo disc that was available if you purchase the PlayStation magazine at the time. So imagine that, you get yourself a full-blown demo disc and it'll be packed in with some artwork, nothing much, but you do get artwork on the disc and a little bit of artwork on the front. But this is unique. You get like a mini poster of some of the characters in the game. Hayachi, Paul I can see there, and I think Nina's in the middle. Yeah, so this ain't really a manual, but it's like a cover art kind of thing with which is reversible with a poster. Now this would have been available if you bought a PlayStation magazine back in the day. So this is a thing of the distant past, and I guarantee it will never be seen again, where you would get this in a magazine. Okay, Tekken 3, it was released in 1998. Then we have Tekken 4 on the PS2 with this mysterious cover art on the front, and this is what the back would look like. And it was the 5th installment overall due to Tekken Tag Tournament being released beforehand. Now this game had 6 characters that was introduced, which is always a positive thing in any fighting game. And yeah, Tekken 4 was pretty good. Got a decent reception, but couldn't reach the heights of Tekken 3, since that just sold absolute boatloads and was very hard to replicate that success. But Tekken 4 came on a more powerful system, so there was an innovation in the atmosphere, sound, and also the gameplay. It was a huge step up from the games that was on the previous machines, that's for sure. Now I absolutely love these PS2 cases, and if I open it, one of the reasons why I love this so much is because it had a memory card holder section which comes in handy in many ways. And with this bigger case came a enlarged psychedelic instruction booklet, and this is the artwork on the front and back. Looks absolutely remarkable. Now inside as well you will have some mouth-watering artwork from start to finish. Superb. Now once again, This was on the arcade a year earlier, and then it was released on the PS2 in 2002. Tekken 5 was released into the equation on the PS2, and I repeat, this is something you will never witness again in the gaming industry. A sequel to follow up in one single generation. Maybe Nintendo can pull it off, but I doubt it very much. I think Tears of the Kingdom was an exception. And was it actually a part 1 or part 2 to Breath of the Wild? I'm not too sure about that one. I think it was its own different project in its own right. So yeah, let's get back to Tekken 5. Now, you got to rate this bright, shiny, fluorescent cover art, sparkling in all directions. And that's the front, and it's also bright and shiny at the back. Now inside, if I pop the box open, once again, more vibrant colours. We've got a radiant disc on one side, along with this artistic glowing booklet. And I'm even blessed to own the product manual, which would have given you an insight to what was out now and coming soon on the PS2. So if I open up this bright shiny booklet, we have a carnival of colours with some exclusive artwork from the beginning all the way to the end. So we get ourselves a manual and also a product booklet. Now, all that's missing is a smart little registration card if there ever was one. But other than that, I have to say, even this disc is a work of art. It's not totally CIB, but I do have the product manual, so I can't be too disappointed. And as long as I always have manuals in cases, I'm more than satisfied with that alone. I'm not too fussed about all the extra paperwork that goes with it. Don't get me wrong, it's always a nice thing to have when it's completely CIB. And with this game, just like Tekken 3, there is a beat 'em up mode and it's called Devil Within. So you can play a campaign as one of the characters going through a story mode, level to level. So that's a good thing about Tekken 5 as well. Now there was an updated version to this game and it was ported to the PS3 and also the PSP with the title Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, and it done record sales on the PS3, I must add that. Now I do own it digitally on that platform, but I don't own the physical copies for any of the games on the PSP or also the PS3. I've just got the digital version. Now Tekken 5 was released in June 2005. Now this is my favourite in the series, hands down, Tekken 6. What an epic experience this was. Didn't enjoy the train level though, but other than that, it was a great game to play. They repeated what they did in Tekken 3 with a beat 'em up mode, and it had massive improvements in that mode, and it was called Scenario Campaign, and it was similar to Tekken Force and Devil Within in the previous games. Now this one, I have to say guys, is one for the record books. And I highly recommend all PS3 owners to jump into this universe if you haven't done so already. This was the last of the dying breeds of the manuals, because in the next gen they scrapped that completely really. Only certain companies will start distributing manuals, but yeah, PS3 was basically the last times we'd ever see one of these babies. Now this is a vibrant looking manual with all them colours popping in all corners of the pages, and I can happily say inside the manual we do have life once again. There you have it. Even got little promos of games, a little product manual at the back, just one page. Now I would not say this is a reversible cover art because we don't see Tekken 6 on the spine alongside the PS3 like this one, but we just have artwork on the inside of the cover art. So basically on both sides of the cover art you do receive artwork, which always gives off a nice display, because without the disc, if you haven't got a disc inside, it's just something eye-catching to look at. So yeah, you do have artwork inside of the case. But yeah, they were even getting rid of the instruction manuals in the end days of the PS3 cycle. Now, this was released in October 2009. Then came Tekken 7, and this was a start on sequels releasing on next-gen hardware. Never in the same gen, never again. And this was available to play in virtual reality because it was on the PSVR. So part 7 arrived on the PS4, and it was the 9th installment overall, but part 7 in the main series. And believe it or not, the game was playable in arcades as well as consoles. I even think, for a change, it came out first on home entertainment systems. And for the first time, PC gamers can join the party and enjoy what PlayStation gamers have been enjoying for many years. Now, I did swoop up the collector's edition, which had a gigantic box with loads of goodies stored inside, and one of the things was a enormous statue of Heihachi and Kazuha. Now, I haven't got it, but I'm going to put in some end screen boxes on the end of the video, and you can just click it and watch the unboxing of the Tekken 7 Collector's Edition. Now, I did adapt to the new elements of the fighting system relatively quickly, since they designed this for beginner players, unlike the previous titles that would just throw you in the deep end, whether you're a new or an old player. They were just like, don't care if you knew the mechanics or not, they will make you learn it the hard way. Anyway, this had a huge success across multiple platforms, raking in millions of pounds and dollars. Okay, it was released in June 2017. So the pattern continues. Tekken 8 came out on the next-gen hardware, which was the PlayStation 5. Now this was the 8th installment into the main series and the 10th overall. Now I haven't played much of the game, but I'm hoping to get involved the moment I make that sweet free precious time. So the Dark Awakened story still awaits me. Now I did manage to pick up the collector's edition, and I do have an unboxing video of it, so I'll link it in the description, and also you could click it on the end screen box towards the end of the video. So yeah guys, this is the latest and greatest into the Tekken series, and I will probably see Tekken 9 appear on the PlayStation 6. So Tekken 8 was released January 2004. So there it is folks, all of the Tekken games that have been released so far into the main series, and the franchise has come a long way and it is far from over. Okay guys, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, even better, subscribe. Till next time, see ya.